Hi everybody, this is a green and white deck that wants to capitalize on Invasion of Theros, a new battle from March of the Machine. Invasion of Theros is an interesting tutor effect that lets us go looking for an aura, god, or demigod card, take it into our hand and shuffle of course, but then we can flip it over into Ephara Ever Sheltering, which is really what I want to see from this card. Ephara gets lifelink and indestructible if we have 3 other enchantments, but even more importantly, it gives us the ability to draw a card every time another enchantment enters the battlefield for us, so really nice. So I sandwiched that into some kind of green-white enchantment-based deck that has a few other surprises in it, so let's go through it just a little bit. On the low end, you'll see Jukai Naturalist, Shigeki, and Kami of Transience, kind of that classic green-white enchantments package. This goes with Ossification, which is a fantastic removal spell, and since it's an aura, we can search for it with Invasion of Theros. We're running 2 copies of Audacity, since that is another aura as well, and that can go on some of our creatures, give us a little bit of extra reach, and draw a card if it happens to get removed. Over in 3 drops, we are doing Wrenn and Realmbreaker. This is okay, probably better in a different kind of deck, but I wanted to try it out. I thought we could at least get some of our permanents back from the grave if our opponent had a lot of removal for us, but this one was just okay in here. We do have Katilda, another classic include in green-white enchantments, great for giving us some life back versus aggressive decks and coming back later as an aura. Restoration of Eiganjo, of course a nice enchantment that helps smooth out the mana a little bit. Running 2 copies of Depopulate, just sometimes things get out of control and you need a reset button, so we're putting some of that in here. We've got 3 Hallowed Haunting to go with the rest of our enchantments and is sort of another one of our win conditions as we can create a lot of ever-increasing spirit tokens. And then also we're running Elesh Norn, now the new one from March of the Machine. So whenever something deals damage to us or one of our things, our opponent has to pay a little price, and we can flip it over into the Argent Etchings. I never managed to do it, but it's an option if you need it. We're also running Heliod the Radiant Dawn, one of the few gods currently available in Standard. We can tutor him up and get some stuff back from our graveyard, and he's a nice solid 4/4 body. We can flip him over in a pinch, but I never really saw the need to spend the mana. I usually had better things to do, but could be interesting in the right deck. At any rate, as one of the few gods we can get, he's not too bad. In the 5 drops, I'm of course bringing in Vorinclex so we can flip him over into the Grand Evolution, get a few lands with him. We're running classic Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines from All Will Be One. This is really nice and results in some gotcha moments for our opponents as they don't quite realize what Elesh Norn does, since I don't think a lot of people play this card currently. It negates the enters the battlefield abilities of our opponent's stuff as it enters the battlefield and lets us double up on ours. Since a lot of our removal is enchantment based and a lot of our things happen when other things enter the battlefield, we get to double up on a lot of our triggered abilities with this card. Then over here on the top end, just in case things go late, I've got 1 copy of Brilliant Restoration to bring it all back again, and 1 copy of the World Spell to go looking through the top of our library and grabbing the best thing we can find. So is this the best deck that uses Invasion of Theros to go tutoring for things and flipping over into a nearly Enchantress style card? Probably not, but I thought you might like to see these interesting games anyway. And, you know, the green-white enchantments package is still kind of solid on the low end, and I love being able to tutor for the right thing for the right situation. So I did still have some fun games with this one nonetheless. At any rate, let's go over and see some games with this on the ranked standard ladder. I'll be with you for some commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, let's see here. We're going to keep this. This is more a white deck than a green deck, and we kind of got the best stuff anyway, so let's give this a shot. Can't believe I am playing green-white enchantments, but it seemed like a good home for our invasion. Opponent with an invasion of their own. We're going to peel out our Restoration of Eiganjo from our hand. Got our farmland for next turn, so all colors online. Another invasion. Yeah, all these double copies making that a probably feel like a fruitless choice. We're at land number 3, so I think we've got this backup restoration. We're going to go finding a plains. All right, let's see if our opponent's got anything to try to flip these battles over. Wedding announcement. That's a start. Restoration, I think we'll just discard a land. get that back into play and kind of ramp us a little bit. And we're going to Hallowed Haunting here. Again, opponent only with a human token and a wedding announcement on board. Banishing Slash on our Hallowed Haunting. That hurts a little bit. And start attacking into these battles. 2 tokens now from wedding announcement. Excellent. There's Elesh Norn for us. Our restoration is going to flip over. Let's go for Elesh here. Nice vigilant, tough body here. Yeah, Ossification not going to work. Does not apply when Elesh is in play. Yeah. The shame scoop. Good game. This feels good. This feels like a traditional green and white enchantment's hand. All I'm missing are the runes, and that silly dwarf that would go and find the runes. Opponent on red and green. That seems like a really good combination in Standard right now. There's some new March of the Machine cards. It seemed like they would make a red-green deck work. Exuberant Fuseling from our opponent. So they might still be on the oil train from... what was the last set? All Will Be One. Okay, what do we do here? Do we ossify the Fuseling? Yeah, I think so. Luckily we have a basic land. One thing to watch out for when including ossification in your decks. We're going to toss this fun copy of Blanchwood Armor onto the Naturalist. We're not doing much else, and maybe all our opponent has is a play with fire in hand. Who knows? Gwenna, so looking to do some ramp, it seems. Let's do an invasion here. Invasion of Theros. Yeah, let's take Ossification. We will do discount Ossification on Gwenna. Go to attacks. Yeah, let's go for this invasion here. We're one shy of flipping it over, but I think it's going to be worth it. We're kind of low on cards, and we got a lot of enchantments in here. If we can flip this over, that's going to get us back in this game. Ooh, Conduit of Worlds. So good. All right, we're going to attack the Invasion of Theros. We're going to get Ephara and cast her. Ephara has Indestructible since we have a lot of enchantments in play. Got a backup Ossification in hand if they've got any kind of big blockers. Or maybe even if they don't, we might just do it for the card draw. Okay, interesting. Maybe having some red-green legends over there then. Let's see. We've got Brushland. Do we go into Vorinclex or do we go Ossification? Well, first let's go to attacks. Let's send in Ephara. Nothing they can do about that. Do a Vorinclex after that. Get a couple of lands. We'll pick out these 2 forests. Probably could stick a couple more basic lands in this deck. It's always a tricky balance when you've got things that pull lands out of your deck when you need basic lands for ossification. Opponent with a Defiler of Vigor over there. That is a nice big blocker. We draw another Plains. Well, unfortunately for them, we do have an ossification for the big guy over there. All right, we're going to ossify. That triggers Ephara. Let's get rid of the Defiler. Bodyguard gets sacrificed, but I don't think that gives hexproof, just indestructible. So ossification still happens. And we will get in for 18. Good game. All right, this looks great. We were just talking about basic lands, and now we have an embarrassment of riches. Another red-green opponent here. Ooh. Invasion of Eiganjo. Let's see. So you get to loot and make a treasure. That's an interesting one. Let's go Restoration for ourselves here. Guarantee that we hit land number 5 for the Elesh we've got squirreled away in our hand. Give it on back to the opponent. A nice hasty creature would be great for them over here right now. Armored Scrap Gorger. All right, aiming a little higher with the mana cost, it looks like. Let's discard Ossification. Get to play that for free on our basic land. Cut them off from any kind of ramp for now. Follow that up with a Hallowed Haunting. Set up to start generating spirits with our future enchantment plays. Opponent plays All Will Be One. That's a tricky card to make work, but if you can do it, it's very good. Well, I think in response to that, we're going to Elesh Norn here. Looking at the rest of our hand, we probably would have done that anyway. But that's going to cut them off from some comes into play abilities. And as we've seen, some people don't quite realize all the abilities that Elesh has on it. All right. Yeah, that negated the ability from All Will Be One, I guess. Let's pick out Ossification. Only have one forest, so Blanchwood not really needed right now, but we'll take one anyway. Could pick up a Vorinclex, and the opponent scoops it up. Good game. All right, only 2 lands here, but we do have 2 mana plays. We have some 2 mana removal. There's land number 3 anyway. We hit that, we're straight into Restoration of Eiganjo territory. It's all good. We get another Invasion of Theros in our hand. Let's start off with Kami of Transience. The battles feel like they should be enchantments, but disappointingly they don't help out with the Kami or Ephara. That's why I'm only playing 4 in here, no other battles. We get Boseiju. Well, that is an answer to Skrelv's Hive. Yeah, I'm not sure we need it right away, though. We could Invasion right now. They have no blockers. We could just start working on the Invasion. I think we're going to take the Audacity. I've got Ossification in hand. It's not enough in our graveyard to make Heliod worthwhile. That's right. Trying Audacity in here over Blanchwood Armor. Subbed out the armor for some Audacity. It's cheaper. It always does what it says on the card, and it's not dependent on the amount of forests we have, which is usually 1 or 2. So we pay less, we get a similar effect, possible card draw on the back end. All right, let's go Naturalist. That's going to trigger the Kami. Then Ossification. That's going to trigger the Kami. Put that on the Duelist. Go to attacks. Send in Kami. All right. Invasion. Flips over. We're going to cast Ephara. Wow. Oh, she's an enchantment. I forgot about that. That also triggers the Kami. Well, that's pretty nice. Oh, Leyline Binding for our opponent. That steals Ephara away, unfortunately. Well, let's get some more lands happening here. Keep putting counters on this Kami. These mites can't block, and so this Kami of Transience could become a problem for our opponent. Let's see. We could wait on this Boseiju and maybe get a surprise Invasion back. if we need to go fishing for removal. Yeah, we're just going to attack with the Kami. We'll leave the Naturalist back on blocks. Gives us a great discount. As Boseiju. I'm worried about them having too many poison token creature makers, if that makes sense. And if we do this on the binding instead, we just get an invasion trigger, and we've got another invasion in hand. So I'm not sure that's worth it either. Oh, opponent with a Vraska. Well, they're going to turn our beloved Kami into a treasure. We'll block one of these mites with the Naturalist. Opponent on the board with one poison counter on our side. Let's see, we just have Boseiju. We could discard Audacity and put it on the Naturalist. Yeah. Who doesn't like free stuff? All right. Land number 5, plus a treasure. Let's go Elesh here. Get some attacks in at Vraska. Didn't need the Audacity, but, you know, it was free. Gives us some life. Not that we need too much life in a poison counter matchup. Okay, another copy of Vraska. Well, I get the feeling someone else is becoming treasure here. Opponent gets in with a might again, brings us to 2 poison counters. Alright, our restoration flips over. Yeah, let's attack down Vraska. Opponent's getting pretty low, but I think we're just going to try to fill up the board with Vorinclex here. Grab a couple of lands. Oh, we can actually play a land. And might as well get this other invasion down. So threatening lethal already, and this can help us out by going to grab... What do we need? And we could try a Heliod here. Get us something back. If they have a board wipe for any of this. Alright, opponent's attacking. We'll get a free token from that attack. No, oh, okay. I was expecting the board wipe, but no. Good game. Alright, this looks very keepable. Missing all but the basic land, unfortunately, for this Ossification. It's alright, there's plenty in here. We'll be fine. We're going to start off with Kami of Transience. See if our opponent has the removal for it. They do. Land number 2 goes into Reckless Impulse. Looks like they got a Lightning Strike and a Urabrask. Hey, I like that one. All right, well, we're kind of in a control mode now, thanks to the loss of that early Kami. It's a weird spot to be in with this deck. Let's do Invasion of Theros. We're going to grab some removal. We do have a basic land now, so it's going to be fine. Opponent Lightning Strikes our face. Passes it on back. Well, let's do old Heliod here. Doesn't get anything back, but could be tough for a red deck to deal with. They play Mechanized Warfare. Let's see, is it worth flipping you over? Play stuff with Flash. We could flip Heliod, but I think I want to get this Hallowed Haunting down first. Like, we're in a control mode, but we're not that control-y. And we just got Ephara. Yeah, let's keep playing enchantments to the board. Capitalize on that. Hey, there's my fun copy of Glorious Sunrise. Ooh, Nahiri's Warcasting. That is a nice new card. I could see that fitting, I mean, in a lot of straight red decks. All right. Because we lost Heliod, we get the Kami back. Let's go Restoration, because it draws us a card. Gives us a Spirit. Yep, I will take a Plains. All right. Yeah, let's go for Naturalist. That's going to enable us to play many more things on future turns. It's an enchantment, so it draws us a card from Ephara, and Ephara attacks, gains us 4 life because we have so many enchantments in play. Opponent with a Lightning Strike on Ephara, interesting choice. Will we see the Shame Scoop, or are we still in this? All right, Lightning Strike on the Naturalist. Good recovery. Got to keep a level head here. We're going to discard Audacity. And well, we could just get the Naturalist back. That sounds better, yeah. So because they were able to destroy the Naturalist too, then there weren't enough enchantments on the board to keep Ephara indestructible. And since she already had lethal damage on her, that was enough to get rid of her. All right, we'll use this Sunrise to pump our team up, get our opponent down to 8. Ossification's in hand for any blockers, and yeah, that wraps it up. Good game.